Hello friends, welcome to Miss Lori's Craft Room. Today we're going to do a tutorial on this rose that's two-tone color. So if you can see, it's got yellow and pink, and also this one does too. This one is just all pink. I started with the pink and then just inked it darker around the edges, and that's really nice too. But I really like this effect with starting with a cream color paper and then using yellow and a pink ink. So that's what we're going to do today, okay? So this is a pretty simple project, really simple actually. So let's get started. So there's a couple different things you need. Of course you need your cuts. And so for this flower you need 3 larger flowers. This one is about 4 inches. So the file is it's about what size it is. This is my own file. If you want it, you'll have to purchase it on my Etsy site. I'll include that in the description. Okay, and so then you need 3 of just the 2 petals, and then you need 2 of the smallest ones. Okay, so of course, you can add more layers if you want. If you want to make it fuller, it's completely up to you. Use your own creativity. Okay, so then we need ink. I'm using close to my heart ink. It's because I have. So cotton candy and buttercup for this one. Now this one was done with a darker ink, so I wanted to try to do something a little bit lighter for this one. Okay, and then we're going to use daubers. I really like daubers. You can get them, the cheapest place I've ever found them is on Amazon. So, excuse me. So you can get them. I have seen people make their own. I'm not that ambitious, and frankly, they're pretty cheap. So then we also need a hot glue gun, a thing of water, an egg crate, or something to dry them on. You can do these also with your tools, your distressing tools. I prefer doing it the water way because it doesn't hurt my hands the way the distressing tool puts a lot of stress on my carpal tunnel. So basically you're just going to soak your flowers for a minute. And this paper that I use for these is from Joann's, and it's in their pack paper. So it's a pretty thin paper, so it literally just needs seconds in there, okay? So you do this to all your petals, okay? I'm just going to show you one. So then what I do is I cup it in my hand and I use my fingers to just, my palm and my finger is the tool. Pretty simple. Okay, and then you just do that, and then I also will tuck it in like that to there, and then I'll just, since I have this one, we might as well do it too. Now you're going to do this to each thing, each part of this, even the small things, okay? So even the small ones, you do that till you get them wet and use your finger, okay? So do that with all of your petals that you have. And then put it in here, and then if you have time, you can set it and just let it dry naturally. But honestly, I don't have time for that nonsense, so they get dried in the microwave, and it takes about 3 minutes. But start on just 2 minutes, and then if they're not dry, and one way you can really tell if they're dry, honestly, is to touch them to your face and to your mouth and see if they're dry, because they're cold if they're not dry. Okay, so let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to ink, okay? And so I have inked most of the petals already, but just for sake of time, and then you guys don't have to sit here and watch me ink everything. So you open up your inks and get your dauber and stick it on your finger. Now we're going to do the yellow first, and we're just going to do, you can see how I do it on this one. You're just going to do it. You can do it as light or as heavy as you want. I'm kind of doing it medium. if you want it to be more yellowy. Now, honestly, you don't even have to do the yellow. The last ones I did, for the last order I did, which, of course, it's been sent away, so I don't have any more of those flowers. That one, I didn't use yellow at all, and it looked really pretty, too. It was much softer, a much softer look that the customer wanted. So now this, and you're going to do, so one thing is don't just swipe it across, because then you're just going to get a solid line, and you don't want that. You're just going to kind of rub and do it as heavy or as light as you want. Okay, so I want it pretty heavy, and you could even vary it, do heavy on one, light on the other, and then that way it will you know, look varied like a flower would. A flower is not exactly, you know, perfect. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to do all these petals. And you could even do it heavier at the edge. One thing you could also do is take it and go like this on the edge and just get it a real dark on the edge. That looks kind of cool. So, and that will dry lighter when you're done. So, okay. And so now these are the two smallest ones are going to become the center petal. So you're going to just do the outside of these, not the inside. Okay. You turn them over and you just do the outside. And I kind of like my centers to be pretty dark. I think it gives it some depth. Okay, so that's it for the inking. Okay, we're going to put that aside. So now, this is the part where you're going to be careful not to burn yourself. Okay, you can do this. You can do this with just regular white glue, but I don't like to wait, so, and I didn't do one ahead. So we're just going to put some glue, and if you can see, my glue is pretty disgusting because it's been on for too long. So, and then you're going to pinch the one side and then cup the other side around it, okay? And you're going to create this little, the little center, okay? Super simple. Okay, so then what you're going to do, now this is going to be just a little bit trickier because you're going to be putting glue, and then putting glue on this one. I'm going to get this out of the way so you can see it. Putting glue on the next one, and what you're going to do is, because I'm going to explain it to you, because when I do it with the glue, then I'm not going to be able to, it's going to have to go fast, okay? So I did these together, so I'm going to do it the opposite way. So I'm going to cup it around the opposite way. So I'm going to put glue, set this in the center, and then cup these around this, okay? So see if I can get my hot glue gun to work. Hold on. All right, here we go. Okay, so this one's just going to go the opposite, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to cup it around. You're creating the center of your flower. Okay? And you're going to have strings. And I don't know if you guys know the thing is you can just use a hairdryer to melt all the strings, or your heat gun, okay? So let's start assembling our flower now, okay? This is super simple. This could not be easier. So you're just going to start, and you're going to put some glue in the center. Now you're going to offset. So you're going to put the petals in between the spaces, okay? You want to offset your petals, and you just do the same thing with this one. Okay, you're going to offset it. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take the two smaller ones and just put the glue on the back. On this one, put the glue on the back because it's much thinner, and you don't want to have a goopy glue in there. Okay. As I said, the file, you're gonna have the, if you want to get the file, you can make these petals as big or as thin as you want, okay? Bigger, you know, so you don't have such a, because if you see, this one's much bigger, so more than likely, you know, you could make these center petals, make them a little bit bigger so that you have more fuller. Or you can take the big petal, the big flower that's solid, and make a step down so that you'd fill it, be more full in there, okay? And then you're going to do that with this little one, which I can see that I forgot to put some yellow on, but it'll be all right. Okay. And then I'm going to put the center in. So I'm just going to let this cool for a second. One thing you can do is you can, so once it's all cooled and get rid of your strings, then you can, if you want, you can just use your hand to kind of curl up the petals if you want it. Or you can get some tweezers and curl up like a corner. And that'll look really pretty because then you'll see the yellow, the cream from underneath. Ah. Sorry guys, my hands are tired today. Or you could just curl one back, however you want, okay? See if you want to curl these up just a bit here and there, and then you'll get that touch of cream from behind, from underneath. So I don't like that curl there. So there you go. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and as I said, the file, my Etsy site will be in the description. So happy crafting. Have a great night. Thanks, ladies.